accessing n8n, there's two options, and this is where people perhaps in the chat were talking about. One option is local installation, which is you have to install Node.js, then you have to install n8n using npm, and here is where installing Node.js some issues, you encounter some issues. No problem at all. The other option, especially if you are a beginner, you can simply use n8n Cloud. So go to n8n.io, and this is what I would recommend all of you right now. If you don't have it already installed, right, just go to n8n.io. Then there you'll see there is a sign in, and that will take you to the actual link. It will be app.oh, I'm already signed in, so let me do it from a non-signed in window, but let's see, n8n.io. Let me just share this. So yes, right. So if I'm not signed in, I can say, okay, sign in here, and you'll see if you don't have an account, you can start a free trial. You'll have a 14-day free trial, with all the powerful things that inside of n8n. So you can start a free trial, and you can give your name or whatever, give anything, right? Company email, anything you want. Like give name, create a email, password, and you have to give a name over here, account name, call it something, right? And just get started. Okay, it'll be a 14-day trial, and you can get started right now. Okay? So if there are folks who already have it, then don't worry. If there are folks who still haven't done the installation or couldn't do the installation or don't have an account, I'll wait for maybe 5 minutes so you all can just get access to n8n, and then you're able to log in. Yeah. So please go ahead. I'll give you 5 minutes, and meanwhile I can take some questions from folks in the chat. Right. Let me go to the Q&A. n8n is wipe coding, kind of. Nah, Dinesh, not. It's a little different. Wipe coding is when it's a specific, you have a specific coding task in mind, and you don't want to write the code yourself, or you want some inspiration or whatever, right? You allow the system to write the code for you. So that's really how it is. Maybe you don't even have that great design in your head, but in n8n, it's a place where you can make a system. And when you're making a system, in general, it is, of course, the best idea is to first think of the whole system, think of the design, what you want in, what you don't want in, careful design consideration, maybe make a flow chart or something, and then you should maybe go ahead and make a proper system. Okay. If you're making something very simple, you don't need those things. You just go drag and drop. But it's different in nature. It's not like right how wipe coding essentially is. Nishan Kumar says, even if you have installed a laptop, do we need to pay after 14 days? No, Nishan. You don't need to pay after 14 days. I suggested this only right now, so you can work in the webinar, right? And later, then of course, if you have it installed, I would suggest install this. Work with this right now, create an account, take the trial. After the webinar is over, install your local machine, right? And then the trial is over, you can stop. You can just start working with your local. Yeah? So this is also done. Is there a difference between cloud version and the Docker node? Divya, a little bit in terms of some nodes, the cloud version has a few more things, number one. And the cloud version, it is paid, of course. So you have a few more things, right? And things are a bit easier to deploy in the cloud version. Or the downloaded version, you have to make some more effort for things which are like always on kind of a thing, right? It's a bit different. But anyway, we'll come to this as well later. So I'll give you folks a couple more minutes, and I'll just fetch some water for myself and get back in a couple of minutes.
So participants, like the n8n link is given in your chat box. So please create your free account so that you can also create a workflow along with us. If you're finding any issue, you can let us know in the chat box.
All right. So coming back to the questions, I hope most of you are. Can someone confirm you folks are able to? Are you done with creating your account on n8n? Let me know in chat if you're able to, right, do this, so I know when to proceed, right? Let's see. Yeah, there were a few questions. Is n8n for creating websites or just automation? Stephen, I think you can do a lot now. I think you can build full systems with n8n now. You can build a simple web app with n8n. You can build, actually, you can do quite a lot with n8n now. It's not about n8n itself, uh, many of these tools will allow you to build a lot of things. And if you understand things like webhooks and APIs later, I mean, you can do a lot with n8n, or full systems, perhaps, personal websites, whatever, you can do a lot. But it's not really designed for websites and stuff. I don't think websites is the right use of it. Maybe a web app, maybe an application, that might be okay, but not quite websites. It is a lot more than having a whole process or automating things, or making some sort of a temporary server. So you send it an image, it gives you back, let's say, information from the image, right? Extracting. So you can do a lot of those things. Um, we'll see some of them as well. Okay. Nishan asked, I have installed a laptop. There'll be no problem if I use it for this workshop too, right? Yeah, no issues, Nishan. You should be able to use in exactly the same way, right? But the only difference, we are not doing anything which requires a lot of complex configuration today, so it should be good. Okay. All right, cool. So then, let me see. There's a few general questions, and then I think we can take those towards the end, right? Can I use n8n workflow integrate to front end and make a web app? Yes, Virat Kohli. Uh, you can do wonders on the field, off the field, anywhere you want. Okay. All right. Then I suppose, yes, there's a poll. Please let us know. Could you? Thanks, Dipali, um, for the poll on this. Account created. Okay, looks like almost all of you have responded. Most of you could create a perfect. All right. Then I suppose we should get started. Hey, by the way, because most of you, right, most of you are uh, beginners, right, complete beginners. So what I'll do is I'll adjust this a little bit. So we'll cover as much as we can, but I believe there is a need for a future session where we can go a bit more advanced, but we'll do that anyway. So don't worry, I won't rush it so much that you don't follow. We'll all go along because you're all beginners in this room, so we'll take it slow. If needed, we can do a follow-up session, right, which is a bit more involved. But you will be surprised, I think, how much you can do even without any prior knowledge, right? So let's continue, right? So let me go back and I'll continue sharing the n8n view, right? And let's just see, okay, here. Now going back, close this. Now, when you log in, you may see a dashboard, or you might go somewhere. You might go to a view like this, okay, like this. Of course, you don't have prior executions, so you won't quite see a lot of these things. It will be blank largely, but I do have some of these things, right? Some which are active and so on. So I will, yeah, it might not look the same for you all. So there's a few things we have to get used to, but for now, we don't bother so much, okay? Let's see. Right, now, what we do inside n8n, we will create a quick workflow as well. I just want to show you the interface a little bit before, if it's the first time, especially for a lot of you. So in the interface, right, this is where you will see your workflows. Right now, you don't have anything, but once you start making, they will appear over here. And what is a workflow? A workflow is one particular small process. Okay, everything. So in it, and everything will be inside a workflow. There's nothing outside of workflows which does anything. Anything which you need to do will be inside of workflows, right? Um, and credential execution. I'll show all of these eventually. So the place where you work, okay, the main canvas, is the workflow. So if you see this on the right, there is a create workflow button. Click on the create workflow button. And this, people, this is the canvas. I have zoomed in. For some reason, my camera is zoomed in, but I think it should be fine. All right. So this is the view you should all see as well, a blank canvas. This is where you have to add things. But what things, right? What are the things? What do we add? How do you make it work, right? So now that you have a workflow started, you have an intent. Let's talk about what these things are, right? And what do you need to add? So this is done. We have accessed n8n now.